Have you ever wondered why you can't stop living from paycheck to paycheck? Well, for those of you who are new here, my name is Charles and I hold degrees in management, accounting, and international business. With my experience working as a credit risk analyst, I've seen firsthand how financial habits can make or break your future. So today, I want to share with you guys 5 habits that are keeping you poor. Stick around because at the end of this video, you'll be able to break free from this habit and take control of your financial future. Let's dive in. Point number 1 is living beyond your means. For those who have read the book called The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley, there's a favorite quote in that book that says, "Many people who live in expensive homes and drive luxury cars do not actually have much wealth. Then there are those who are wealthy but don't live in luxury." What this simply means is, one of the major reasons why people stay poor is because they live beyond their means. It's tempting to look flashy, to look wealthy, buy the latest car, the latest iPhone, expensive cars, luxury clothes. It's good to buy them if you can afford it. But the problem is, these purchases don't build long-term wealth. In this modern age now of social media, where everybody is trying to look wealthy, everybody is trying to look good, everybody is trying to, everybody is only showing the positive side. They don't really show the negative sides. But imagine someone that's earning a decent salary, but spending most of the money on luxurious items, designer shoes and bags. This person looks successful, but his savings account is zero. And this person is going to be living from paycheck to paycheck. While there's someone like Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, who lives frugally and avoids spending money on things that he doesn't need. These two people, in the next 5 to 10 years, they're going to live completely different lives. One of the greatest lessons I've come to learn in life is what you keep is more valuable than what you spend. Point number 2 is not having a budget. I highly recommend this book called Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin. And there's a favorite quote in that book that stuck with me that says, "Money is something we choose to trade our life energy for." What this simply means is, without a budget, you don't know where your money is going. And this lack of awareness can easily lead to financial ruin. Many people avoid budgeting because they think it's too restricting. But in reality, it's a tool that helps you to control your money. Let me share something with you guys. Despite all the financial knowledge I have, when it came to budgeting, I am terrible at it. I don't like to track where my money is going. I'm not a flashy guy, as you can see, but I like to enjoy my life. I like to live in the moment. And for me, I just felt like budgeting is just something that is very, very boring and it's too restricting. But then I quickly realized over time, despite earning decent income, my money just disappears before the month ends, and I just find myself living from paycheck to paycheck. But luckily for me, I have someone very close to me. She's so meticulous at tracking her spending. For me, it's mind-blowing how she does it. I've never met someone so good at tracking and planning every penny she spends. Guys, I'm not even kidding. If you walk into her apartment, on her fridge, she tracks every penny she's going to spend for the next week. Like if it's grocery shopping, every penny, every amount, there's a budget for it. And I'm like, how in the blue hell can someone be this meticulous? Every time I go to her apartment, I'm always blown away with how meticulous this person is. For me, it's just brilliant how she does it. So there was a day I just, I went to her and I asked her, how do you do this? How is it possible for someone to track every penny that goes out of your bank account? How do you track it? How? I wanted to understand how she's able to do this so I could pick her brain and maybe I could learn something. And then she told me something that changed my approach to budgeting forever. She said a budget is not about limiting your freedom, but it's about giving you control over your life and your future. It was like a light bulb just went bang in my head. I was just like, holy smokes. And if you would take anything from this video, is for you to, if it's possible, write down what I just said. Rewind this video and just write down what I just said. And that changed everything for me. That was the moment where everything changed for me. So before I go into the next point, I'm going to ask you guys, if you've made it this far and you enjoy this content, like this video. At least it helps me also, and then it makes me understand that you guys also love this content, and of course you encourages me to do more. So guys, please show me love, like the video. Point number 3 is fear of investing. In the famous book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, There's a quote in the book that says, "The poor and the middle class work for money, the rich have money work for them." What this simply means is many people are scared of investing, maybe because they don't understand it or they just feel like it's too risky. But if you are not investing your money, you are missing out on one of the most effective ways to build wealth. Because saving money in the bank alone will not build wealth for you, especially with inflation eating away your purchasing power. And for those who don't understand what inflation means, well, inflation is a gradual loss of purchasing power that is reflected in a broad rise in price for goods and services over time. So imagine if you have like 10,000 euros in your bank account. It's just saved there, just sitting there doing nothing. But it's an inflation rate of 30%. That 10,000 you have in your bank account is worth 7,000. So is your money actually growing or your money is decreasing? Think about it. So you see now that putting your money in the bank, of course, is safe, but it's not a smart move. Instead, that 10,000 euros that you have that is just sitting there in your bank doing nothing, why don't you invest that money in real estate, or buy assets, or maybe stock market, or buy things, invest in things that can grow your wealth over time. So by avoiding investment out of fear, you are keeping yourself in a cycle of financial stagnation. Point number 4 is instant gratification. There's a popular saying that success is a product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation. For example, the habit of wanting everything right now often leads to people making poor financial decisions, whether it's buying something on credit or spending impulsively. This mindset prevents you from building the discipline necessary for long-term financial success. So by resisting the urge to spend impulsively, by resisting the urge to spend everything or buy everything now or spend immediately, you will end up saving more and you'll be investing in your future. Point number 5 is not continuously learning about money. There's a famous quote in the book called The Richest Man of Babylon by George Clason. And the quote is, "A part of all you earn is yours to keep. It should not be less than a tenth, no matter how little you earn." One of the habits that keep people poor is they think they already know everything about money. They think they know everything that has to do with money and they don't need to learn anything new. They think they're an expert. But the financial world is constantly changing. So if you're not constantly learning, you are missing out on new opportunities to grow. For example, look at my story that I told you guys. Imagine if I said, I have all these degrees, I have this experience, I don't need to learn. I might end up continuously still living from paycheck to paycheck because I just felt I knew everything. But because I decided to learn, I decided to ask questions, I was able to understand the importance of budgeting, and that completely changed everything for me. And even though I'm not where I want to be yet, but at least I have the knowledge and I know how to get there. And this is why I feel qualified to be able to come and share the knowledge I have with you guys, because I've put it in practice and I see that it worked for me. And I can guarantee you that because it worked for me, it might most likely work for you too. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 habits that are keeping you poor. It's time to take control of your financial habits and make the changes that will lead to real wealth and freedom. If you found these tips helpful, like I know you did, then don't forget to like this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you want to know why it's important to look poor, click on this video right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.